Hello and welcome to my first video of setting up and using the Cobalt Cloud telephone system. So in the box here we have our most popular handset, which is the E62. You may also be looking at an E70, our larger display handset, or alternatively an E61, which is the smaller of the three, although essentially they all connect on and plug in exactly the same way. So we're just going to start with unboxing the phone. Take the phone out of the box. We're going to find the handset hidden up the top here, the curly cord stashed down the side, and then the bracket up front is going to be what holds the phone rest. So we're just going to pop the box out of the way. Okay, so the phone rest comes with two different ways of mounting. The phone can be wall mounted if required, but here we can clip into two different positions to give two different desk heights. So that is quite an upright desk height, and we can pop the bracket off, pop it on the other way, which gives us a lower profile on the phone. Handset cable, nice and straightforward. One socket goes into the bottom of the phone there, and then if we were to look on the side of the phone, we have a connection up the top for a headset and a connection down the bottom to plug the handset in. So that is the handset connected and ready to be plugged into the network. So we're just going to move the phone off for a second, because what you would most likely have received as well is a power over Ethernet switch. So this switch here has the capability to power 4 simultaneous phones. You may well have got a larger one. You may just have a power supply for a single phone. But essentially in here what I've plugged in is I've unpacked and plugged in the power. My grey cable here is running off to my broadband router for my internet connection. And these 3 yellow plugs are being plugged into the 3 phones, 2 of which we've got plugged in already, but we're now going to plug in the 3rd. The important thing when you're plugging in the phones on these is to make sure that they're plugged into ports 1 to 4. They're the ones that are delivering the power. These ones don't deliver power. They're fine to plug your PCs into, or a network printer or something like that, but the phones do need to be plugged into these first 4. So let's have a look at the back of the phone. On the back of the phone there are 4 connectors. First one is marked up as extension. If you want the ability to see more users than you currently have with the buttons you can program on the phone here, there's an add-on bar that you can add on to the side, which will allow you to see an additional 26 users, and that gets plugged into the extension. If you weren't using the power over Ethernet switch, then you may well be plugging the power in here. Next connection along shows the network connection, and this is where we'll be plugging into our PoE switch in a second. And then this connection here is a pass-through, which allows us to plug in a PC into the network as well. So I'm going to take my spare yellow cable and plug it into the network connection, flip the phone over, and you'll see the display's lit up and the phone's now starting to power up. Generally takes about a minute to a minute and a half to get going. Often what you'll see when the phone starts up for the first time is it will want to download some software and then restart itself, which is perfectly normal. Most of the programming on these units is done in the office here before the phones leave us, so when they arrive on site with you, they will be fully configured. Once the phones do come online, we can then use these buttons here to give us a nice clear indication of who's on the phone in our other locations, and once the phone's uploaded itself, we can see that we've got 2 green buttons, which indicates my 2 other handsets here. So if I was making a call between users over here, we can see that those lights have gone red, which are indicating that those users are on the phone, and as soon as I clear that call down, those indicators have gone green again. Can't quite see them from there, so I'll do that again. That's a call coming in from Mark, and you can see the other extension, which is Ian, has gone red, so that we can see that that person's on the phone. So fine, we're now going to stop this video and move on to video 2, which is how to use your handset.